Yo, peace. What's the word? Now, this one won't be long like the rest of my videos, but I got to speak about this, right? I saw this picture you're looking at on my screen today, and I said to myself, I said, you know what? This explains a lot. Prisons slash jails versus colleges. Everything in the orange, more prisons than colleges located within that state. In the purple, more colleges than prisons located in that state. Now, as you can see, the West Coast, California, and Arizona have more colleges than prisons. The East Coast has more colleges than prisons. Everywhere else in the country has more prisons than colleges. Now, I made a couple of videos and I told guys, don't move down south. Don't move down south. See, what people don't realize is right, if you rewind time back to I believe the 1970s, there were only about 500 prisons, and my time period might be wrong. It might be earlier than the 1970s, but let's just roll with it, right? There were only 500 prisons in the country. And you fast forward today, 2024, there are 1,500 plus prisons in the United States, not to mention the majority of prisons are in the South. In the South. What is the South? From Maryland all the way down to Florida, all the way out west to Texas, and everything in between. That is the South. Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, I believe that's Missouri. Those are not the southern states, right? Everything in between that is the South. Now, I told people, do not move to the South. You don't want to go down there. Again, slavery is not over. Slavery is not a 9-to-5 job. No, don't listen to people when they say that stuff. People be like, yo, oh, you won't get rich with a 9-to-5 job. I hate seeing that kind of stuff. And I'm kind of off topic, but listen, everybody isn't meant to be rich. Everybody isn't meant to be a billionaire. Everybody isn't meant to be a millionaire. Shoot, some people are meant to just be the working class. Everybody can't be a boss. That's not how life works. If everybody was a boss, who's going to be the worker? Again, some people don't mind being a worker. Everybody doesn't want the responsibility of having to lead people. Everybody doesn't want the responsibility of having to create a business, create a product or service that can benefit people. Everybody doesn't want to be responsible for when something happens to, some type of machinery on your company, somebody gets hurt on your job, some type of harassment, discrimination, and these lawsuits come in. Listen, as the boss, you got to deal with that. That's your business. Everybody wasn't meant to be a boss. So yeah, when people say, oh, yo, 9-to-5 jobs, that's slavery, shut the F up. The real plantation, the real slavery are prison. And look at the states in this country that has 50 states. Look at how many states have more prisons than they have colleges. Now, with this information I'm giving you guys, you pick where you want to continue to live. You pick where you want to raise your family. You pick what social environment that your children will have to deal with, man. Listen, I already know what I want for myself. I already know what I want for myself. I know what I want for my future children. I know. I'm telling black men, and again, I make my content for black men from the perspective of a black man. So if you are any other race, any other ethnicity, any other nationality, man, if you're not black, again, you can watch my content, but it's really not for you. You know what I mean? I'm making this content for black men. I'm a black man. I'm proud to be a black man. And I'm telling black men, don't move down south. Don't take your kids down south. There is nothing down south for you. And in a lot of those states, man, those prisons, most prisons in the country are filled with black and Latino men. Yeah, you have some white guys, but it's just black and Latino men. So you pick where you want to live. You pick the social norms, the social fabrics, the social constructs on where your children, and not only your children but yourself, have to bear. I told you guys about how black men are going to the West Coast. They're going to the West Coast for a reason. They are going to the West Coast for a reason. Black men can be normal. Black men can be normal. I'm telling you guys, get out of listen. The East Coast, and I'm gonna keep it a stack, man. The East Coast, it is a tough place. You know, if you really want to raise your children on the East Coast, you have to be making money. The streets of the East Coast, the it's everything, man. From the swagger to the lingo to the fast pace of life, everything about the East Coast will swallow your kids up if you don't have a good grip on them. You know what I mean? So you can send your kids to NYU. You can send your kids to Syracuse. You can send your kids to Temple University. You can send your kids to Howard. Well, I mean that's in Virginia, but man, come on. You can send your kids to Harvard, Yale, Brown. Like you can do this kind of stuff, man. It's just going to take money because you have to live outside of the environments. I talked about those in that one video, bad environments. If you can get your children out those bad environments, listen, for a short period, they might go through a phase where the inner city is everything to them. They glorify it. They want to be like their cousin from the inner city. They want to be like their big brother from the inner city. They may want to be like their best friend from the inner city. You know what I mean? So it's all about just having that connection with them, man. But I'm telling you guys, those southern states, man, come on. Black men get swallowed up by the system in southern states. Come on, you don't do that. I know there's a lot of historical black colleges in the South, but don't do that, man. Don't do it. Don't do it, man. Again, those black men, they had to go through a lot. Like if you guys ever meet black men from the South, the ones who didn't conform, and he's like 35 plus, 40 plus. I mean, bro, listen, that's just not a good reality in my opinion. I don't care what nobody say. Yeah, they made it through the storm. Yes, they made it through the fire. Yes, he's doing good in his life now. He has a great career. He has a home, an apartment. He has a family, this, that, and the third. But I'm telling you, the storm to get there is going to be tough. Twice as hard compared to living on the West Coast. 3 times as hard compared to living on the East Coast. And it's all because in the South, slavery was a big issue. And again, people down there who have generations of family from the South, you know, the doctrine, the WY, am I saying that right? Yeah. Yeah, the WL doctrine, whatever you want to call it, the Willie Lynch doctrine, it's heavy. It's heavy in the South, man. The South, again, slavery was really, you know, it was really down there, man. So I'm just telling you guys, be careful. Some people may say, "Oh man, no, that means nothing, bro. The past is over." Okay, okay. Listen, if you think it's over, how about this? Any state you see from Maryland all the way down to I'm not even gonna count Florida, even though Florida can be on its own type of time. From Maryland to Georgia, all the way out to Texas and everything in between. I want you to move to those states, right? Don't move to the major city. Don't move to Houston, Dallas. Don't move to Atlanta. Don't move to Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? Don't move to what's the major city in I think that's Louisiana or no, I'm sorry, New Orleans. Don't move over there. You know what I'm saying? Move to a sundown town. If you guys do not know what a sundown town is, a sundown town, mind you, you can find one in every single state, but they are heavily concentrated in the South. A sundown town is where, as a black man, if they catch you after 9 p.m. out on the street, you're going to jail. Matter of fact, I meant to make a video about it, man. It went viral. It went viral, and it's not funny, but this goes to show the tenacity. This goes to show what's the reality in those areas. But it was a video in Georgia, not in Atlanta, but somewhere outside of Atlanta, in a sundown town. Listen, a black man got pulled over by a cop. I believe the cop gave him a ticket, and the man signed the ticket, right? But he had an attitude about it, and he kept the police officer's pen. The police officer, he said, "Give me my pen. Give me my pen." The man drove off, and the police officer followed him home, tased him, broke his leg to get his pen back, and then arrested the man. That's what I'm talking about. You don't want to be in those type of towns, man. Listen, black people, they love moving to Atlanta, but let me tell you something real quick. They will not go outside of Atlanta. You will realize real quick how in those southern states, white people run the state. Just because they vote blue for that one time, man, trust me, don't be fooled. Just because your southern state voted blue and they voted for Joe Biden, man, listen, you move outside the major city, you realize real quick who runs stuff. The Caucasian man, the caveman. You know what I'm saying? They running stuff. Matter of fact, it was something out in Georgia one time. I think it was during the pandemic, and this one went viral, man. This was all over the news everywhere. Um, it was a black male, young black man. He was running. I think he was in Savannah, Georgia. I think, right? And he was running, and I guess people in the neighborhood complained, "Oh, somebody with a hood, da 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 da." You know what I mean? And he's running. Pretty much what happened, white men hunted him. White men hunted him. Not at nighttime, they hunted him in broad daylight and put shotgun bullets in that young man. They went to jail, they was arrested, but it caused an uproar because I'm telling you, outside of those major cities, you are still in the South. That's what people don't realize. I'm like, yo, why would you want to? Black people, you were free in 1865. Why are you still staying in a place where they want to oppress you? If you guys ever drive, I'm telling you, man, the deeper down south you go, you will really see what's going on, man. In certain parts of the South, when you're riding through those small towns outside of the major cities, listen, there are still plantation homes standing. You know for a fact somebody is living in that plantation house, passing down memories, passing down stories, passing down values, passing down traditions, passing down doctrines, passing down ideologies. Come on. The South is about slavery. Why would you want to go down there? And again, all they want to do is see your nigga ass in a prison, in an orange jumpsuit, in a white jumpsuit. Come on. You guys gonna get me started, bro. Again, that's why the Northeast, listen, man, black people from that part of black people from that part of the country, man, they have a certain kind of flair about themselves, man, because they're free. You know what I mean? They're free. They're able to express themselves. Down south, man, I'm done. I'm done. I don't want to offend nobody, right? And again, if you are from the South, I'm not saying, oh, you're less than. I'm just saying, bro, don't continue on what the white man wants. Like, don't continue it, bro. Do what you got to do. Take your time, pack your bags, move to that Northeast, move to that West Coast. Give your future offspring a better chance, a better life. Anyways, You know what I mean? Again, America, it makes its money off of these prisons. America makes its money off of these prisons, man. America, listen, they say America's in debt to China and all these other places, man. America's not in debt, bro. America can bet. Listen, if I'm not mistaken, I believe America at one point in time, the US dollar was backed up by gold. Now the US dollar is backed up by oil. Listen, they can drop the oil and let America dollar be backed up by the US federal and the US state penitentiaries, by county jails. I'm telling you, listen, the US dollar will remain strong because the prison industrial complex makes billions every year. Listen, every it gets deep, bro. Just know that rap music, the prison system, they go hand in hand. The people who own these rap companies like Atlantic Records, Universal Records, if I'm even getting them right, man, um um whoever these guys be signing to me, you guys know the names. I don't really know them. Listen, though the original founder owner, they have money, they have stakes, they have stocks in prisons. The majority of prisons in the country are filled with who? Black men, Latino men. I mean, come on. Come on. Anyways, I don't want to hold you guys up. I said it won't be long, but I'm out. Peace.